Cop who was battling for life in hospital after gun attack dies. The police sergeant who was battling for his life in hospital after he was attacked and shot by gunman in St. Catherine on November 7 has died. The officer Patrick Moani, who was assigned to the St. Catherine North Division, succumbed to his injuries on Monday. Reports are that the policeman was at his home when he was attacked and shot several times by armed hoodlums who then escaped from the area. Following the incident, he was rushed to the hospital and admitted. The Police Federation at the time sent out an urgent appeal for blood. Chairman of the Federation, Arlene McBean, also came out to condemn the attack and call on the Jamaicans to do more to support the police in their fight against criminals.
Last night, one of our colleagues was shot and injured while standing at his gate, St. Catherine. It is such an unfortunate situation where hoodlums turn up at the home, the place of comfort of any citizen to attack them in any way, shape or form. Our colleague was rushed to a medical facility where he is currently being treated at this time. The Jamaica Police Federation, we condemn this brutal type of behavior. This is an attack on an agent of the state that we will not condone, and I call for partnership from the citizens of Jamaica to join the police officers to find these hoodlums who continue to wreak havoc across the length and breadth of Jamaica. This is now a call to action for every one of us. We condemn this attack and we hope that persons look within their spaces and join us by giving information. We're calling on all citizens, please share whatever information you have so we can get rid of these persons who are wreaking havoc across Jamaica.
News of the officer's death has left a thick cloud of gloom hanging over the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Fisherman shot and killed in Old Harbour Bay. The St. Catherine South Police are probing the fatal shooting of a fisherman in Old Harbour Bay in the parish on Sunday. The deceased has been identified as 23-year-old Andre Williams, otherwise called Currycat, of East Bay, Old Harbour Bay. It's reported that about 2:30 p.m., Williams was pounced upon in the vicinity of the market on Fisherman's Beach and shot reportedly. He was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Clarendon man killed, wife robbed after checking on neighbor's burning home. A man was killed by gunmen after checking on his neighbor's burning home in Green Meadows, Clarendon on Sunday. His wife had been robbed by the killers just minutes earlier after making a similar check on the fire. The deceased has been identified as Derek Morgan, otherwise known as Jim, a 62-year-old truck driver of Green Meadows. Reports are that about 9:20 p.m., Morgan's wife has just driven into her yard when she observed a neighbor's house on fire. When she went to investigate, she was attacked by two men, dressed in dark clothing and masks, who robbed her of her cell phone at gunpoint and ordered her back into her house. About 2 minutes later, Morgan, on his way home from a domino game, also stopped to make checks at the burning house. He was attacked and shot multiple times. The police were summoned and on their arrival, Morgan was seen lying face down on the ground with gunshot wounds to the back of his head and back. He was taken to the Mappin Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The owner of the house that was set ablaze was not at home at the time of the incident. Althea Graham Daly rested her Bible on a chair and having done her hat in preparing to head off to church, was turning back to retrieve something when gunmen who had been traveling in a motorcar attacked and shot her several times Sunday morning. The Montego Bay businesswoman, a former banker, was killed at her Bogue Village home. She was 52 years old. Graham Daly had just returned to school to study law, a dream she had over the years. After her murder yesterday, her church family described her as a faithful member who reveled in music. She always wore broad brim hats to church. You would see her rocking to the music, the hat swaying with her every move. She loved the steel pan and started learning. She was a solid member, said Lisa Watt, rector's warden at the St. James Parish Church, where Graham Dolly worshipped. Watt said the parish church was divided into 17 clusters, and she was a part of the Bow cluster. 2 days earlier, they had a conversation about fundraising efforts for the Steel Pond group, she added. According to Watt, Graham Dolly, who reared her only child in the church, wanted the best out of life, and to hear of her senseless killing was extremely sad. This one has really rocked us, remembering the former banker's vibrancy. For her, the age group of members that Graham Dolly represents in their congregation was an important one. The businesswoman's death has sent shockwaves throughout the city of Montego Bay, with speculation circulating that she was marked for death. Graham Dolly grew up in Westmoreland and attended the Manning School. She studied at the University of Technology, where she earned an MBA, and earlier she did her undergraduate in business administration at the University College of the Caribbean. In her early years, she worked at Victoria Mutual as a branch secretary before joining Sagicor Bank, where her last position was personal banker. She also spent time at Pan Caribbean Financial Services Limited, where in 2009 she was named Team Member of the Year. According to reports from the police, about 7:30 Sunday morning, loud explosions woke the usually safe community. The police were called, and on arrival saw Graham Dolly's body lying face down in a pool of blood. She had been shot in the upper body and head. Efforts to get an update from the police high command up to press time proved unsuccessful. JA US partner to nab debtors who migrate owing student loans. Jamaicans with unpaid student loans who migrate to the United States will face significant challenges when they seek to update or renew their immigration status. Manager of the Loan Servicing Department at the Students' Loan Bureau, SLB, Cheryl Sergio, said the government of Jamaica and their U.S. counterparts have forged a partnership to identify Jamaican immigrants with outstanding student loan debts. She cited cases of several categories of professionals who she said have migrated to the US, among other countries, leaving unpaid students' loans, pointing out that when they leave, we are not able to fully track their whereabouts, and those loans tend to go bad. People who may have migrated on the J1 visa and want to renew their status in the US, before they can actually do that, there's an arrangement where the US government needs to find out from us if this person is indebted to the government, Sergio said. This, she said, is to determine whether an individual has an outstanding loan balance before their immigration status is changed. Sergio emphasized that clearing the loan would not only involve bringing the account up to date, but also fully settling the debt. It is at this point that you will find most of these beneficiaries will actually start servicing their loans because we did not know and they didn't communicate with us that they migrated, she explained. Sergio said the arrangement with the US government has assisted the agency in collecting outstanding loans. She, however, cautioned that it is best if persons notify the Bureau prior to migrating and arrange to service their debt. Before you get to that point, we want persons to be responsible borrowers. This is why we've actually launched our financial literacy program to know how we can assist and how the beneficiaries may go about repaying their loan, and not wait until it gets to that point of the loan being bad or we have to solicit debt collectors to try and locate you.